Hello, wonderful TaxAid volunteers. My name's Jacqueline Bishop, and I'm going to walk us through the virtual workflow process of how to prep tax returns this year. It is 2021 as of this recording. Currently, we're working on the 2020 tax year. It is likely we're going to be doing some 2019 tax returns as well, as we expect some of our clients might have been overwhelmed last year and did not file that return. So this can apply to any tax year, this workflow process, and we do expect this to be an asset for us moving forward because TaxAid 365 can help clients all year round, not just during tax season. A reminder that TaxAid is a 501c3 organization. We were founded in 1988 to help families and individuals under the federal poverty line to file their tax returns. Last year, TaxAid volunteers helped over 3,000 families receive over $2 million in refunds. Thank you, volunteers. There's no tax law information in this video. We're just going to be talking about how us as TaxAid volunteers can help our wonderful clients. There are 3 different types of services available: virtual services, tax coaching services, or curbside drop-off. So you as a volunteer, we expect virtual services to be where we need to help the most. This is just tax preparation that's done through the computer instead of sitting with each other physically. So this is essentially the same process that maybe you volunteered with in the past at a physical site, except for now all of the information is going to be electronically communicated. Being a coach means that you're going to help other clients who are filing their own returns through our software and just be answering questions for them. So you might be connected on a Zoom or maybe a phone call and just answering questions. You will not be filing the returns. Finally, when it's safe to do so, we did have some curbside drop-off locations last year. So for clients that aren't familiar with or comfortable with electronic documents, we did have some sites where clients can drive by and drive through and drop off their information to us. So these are all opportunities for you to volunteer. Same thing on the flip side from the client standpoint. Pretty much if you're going to be a virtual client, you do need to have computer access. If you do not have computer access, we can do the curbside drop-off, only when this is safe, of course. For virtual clients, we will need to verify their identity unless they're a client that's worked with us in the past. So we are going to be doing that through Zoom. So this is just FYI, clients that are using our virtual services do need to have computer access. Something new for this year, granted that we'll all be in our own homes doing virtual services, is we will have Zoom parties. And this is a way to help mimic the camaraderie that we all feel when we get together on our Saturdays and work together on tax sites. So this is a place that we can all get together and collaborate. We expect the Zoom rooms to have a main room where everyone can meet up. And then depending on who is in that room at that session, there'll be other breakout rooms for separate conversations to happen. So depending on what kind of question you have, you might go into a different room with different volunteers to discuss. Again, depending on who's in the Zoom room, there might be more discussions happening in the main room. Volunteer roles. These are similar to the roles that we had at our physical tax sites, with a little bit of tweaks for our virtual process. So there's going to be pre-screening where some volunteers will look at what's been provided from our clients with their tax questionnaire and make sure that everything that is needed to prepare that client's return has been provided. and that the identity has been confirmed. Intake coordinators will put basic information to team leaders who will make sure that preparers will have the information of what tax returns they will be able to start working on. So if you're a preparer, your team leader will give you access to a list, and that list will tell you when there's clients available that you could start preparing. So depending on what type of expertise you have, the clients will be tagged of what type of level they are, and you should work on the returns that match your level. For our reviewers, tax preparers will have prepared their returns. They'll write notes in the client tracker. There'll be a tracker that goes in every client file. And reviewers will review what tax preparers have prepared. Reviewers will do whatever they need to do to get the return completed. If there's a lot of changes, they might send it back to a preparer, but it's likely the reviewer might make those changes on their own. It will be dependent, case-by-case scenario. Client checkout is a return has been completed and we're doing final review with the client. We're giving them a copy of the return and making sure they've agreed to the return and they're ready to file. Once the client has confirmed they're ready to file, we'll have a group of volunteers who will be e-filing. And that will represent a completed return once the return has been filed. So again, virtual tax preparation, you can do this at any time, whether you're a night owl or a morning person, depending on what your work hours are, whatever works for you. We're so grateful for your time being a volunteer. Tax coach, again, we think that this will be more likely done on Zoom than phone calls, but this will be just connecting with clients. They probably have just a question or two. They've started preparation of their own return through our tax software, and we connect with them just to help them get completed. If you want to volunteer at a curbside drop-off, here's a picture from last year of what it looks like. Obviously, we have safety precautions to make sure everyone's staying safe. These are always outside, and this is for customers, clients who might not want to complete their documents electronically, or maybe they don't have access to a phone with a camera or a scanner. So this completes the review of our new virtual process. It is very similar to our physical site. The only difference is that we're all physically sitting in our own homes, and the flow works a little bit different over the course of time since we're not all together at one day. So we are very thankful for your time this season. Thanks for being wonderful volunteers, and good luck this season.